In this episode, we discuss some of our favorite places to take someone out on a date in LA. So if you're the romantic type that loves pina coladas and getting lost in the rain, then you'll love this episode of the Los Angeles Podcast. Hello, I'm Joe Copeland, a lifetime resident of Los Angeles, and a man who loves the feel of the ocean and the smell of champagne.
And I am Jay Guzman, co-host of the podcast, and I am also a longtime Los Angeles resident and a patchouli wearing, free hair combing mofo.
Okay. Well, I was trying to set you up with some lyrics to the Pina Colada song.
Oh, I didn't catch on to the Pina Colada.
I was hoping you'd say, I love making love at midnight.
I had no idea that was the lyric.
I should have pulled them up. Yeah. You know the Pina Colada song, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I just barely remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what dating was like in the 1970s when they had, what do they call that? Personal ads.
Oh, yeah.
Where you put an ad up in the newspaper and someone else responded. And
yeah.
You know the lyrics of that song, right? Two people that kind of went back and forth and fell in love, right?
Yeah. It's amazing. No matter what decade you refer to, there has always been an attempt to do some kind of online dating. And, as far back as you're referring to with the newspaper ads, eventually in the 80s, they were doing phone recordings. Remember? They'd leave messages or party lines.
Yeah. I used to do that. There was a service. I forgot the name of it. But it was actually pretty cool. I actually liked it because you left a message and someone else left a message and you didn't know what they looked like, but you could kind of get a sense of who they are based on, the way they speak.
Yeah. The energy in their voice.
Yeah. And I like that. It's kind of like this podcast. You guys, hear our voices and you got a sense of, well, what do we look like? What are our personalities like?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I always remember the girls with the real pretty voices would always not look as good as in my mind.
Yeah, I know.
It was always the inverse. If they had really great voices, they didn't look good in person. The girls with the jacked up voices that sounded like serial killers, they were like really attractive,
Yeah, I know. That happened to me a few times. Someone that had a super sexy voice, you just kind of fantasize, what they look like. You show up at their doorstep,
And they're not Linda Carter.
Flowers, and they're like heavier than you are. It's like, oh my God.
But their voice is so sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember that happened to me a handful of times with, you talk to chicks on the phone and you just start to conflate this image of this beautiful, perfect person.
Right.
And then when you meet them, you just cannot hide your emotions. Your eyes are they're like telling the truth. You're looking down. You don't want to make long lasting eye contact.
I remember I dated this girl, met her on that service, and Lava Life, that's what it was called.
That's right, I remember that name, yeah.
Yeah, I picked her up. Oh my goodness, she was so big. And I learned what the word voluptuous means, okay?
It's code.
I thought voluptuous was, a word that would describe Marilyn Monroe, because in the old movies, she's voluptuous, right?
Yes.
I'm like, voluptuous. Well, I turned out there's a different meaning in the 90s of voluptuous. It means shaped like a football, okay? And it's like, all right, I'm already here. I drove here. Come on, let's go out. I've already planned our date over, had dinner over in...
some nice place.
Yeah, over in Pasadena, Old Town. And
oh, man. That was big money if you were taking her to Pasadena.
Yeah. And she was telling me about her last date. She says that, she said I was a nice guy because her last date took her out to a restaurant. And he went to the bathroom and jumped out of the window and never came back. And it was funny, when I went to the bathroom, I was thinking the same thing because I was embarrassed when all these people are kind of looking at me with this huge, Michelin man, right? I'm like, wow. But
I got to tell you, dude, whenever I've gone out with some girl who doesn't look like what I'm happy to be with, but you're stuck because you're on that first date. It always seems to me that the waitress that I get at the table happens to be incredibly good looking. Yeah. And what's weird is that girl looks at me and has all this energy, and she smiles, and her body language seems like she's almost flirting with me, but I'm just so conflicted. I'm on this awkward date with this awkward looking person, and she's being super flirty, and I'm like, oh my God, she must think, I'm a total douche, for like trying to flirt back with her and wink, and I'm making long eye contact, and I'm nearly like reaching out, wanting to touch her finger, like hi, like E.T. 2 fingers touching each other. Oh my god!
Jay, phone you.
Yeah, I phone you later. Write your number on the back of the receipt. Yeah, it's the worst luck when you're on a date and you see some good-looking waitress and you're just like mortified, like, oh my god, I can't believe she's.
Yeah, I know. I went on this date
my
with
first meeting.
Another woman that was a bit large, and took her out to Universal City Walk when it was new and super popular, and the waitress kind of said, "You could do better."
And you're like, and you're a quality therapist as well as a waitress.
I'm like, yeah, well, it's kind of a pity date,
Yeah.
I don't have any other plans,
Yeah. I totally agree, and it sucks because you've already committed, you already bought into the notion that this is going to be a nice night, and you got to just make the best of it, right? I was on this date with this girl where it was the exact same situation. Her picture, she looked great, but when I met her, she looked way different. Something was really wrong with this picture, but I didn't want to be a douche, and I didn't want to just take off or tell her I couldn't finish. So I just had a nice conversation, nice date. And when the bill came, I was like, I paid for dinner. And as we walked out, I told her, hey, I'm sorry, I don't think this is going to work going forward. Hope you understand. I just want to be forthright. Oh my God, it backfired on me so badly. This girl got mad at me, was texting me all kinds of obscenities, and was pissed. And I'm like, Jesus, I couldn't have picked a worse situation, You would have thought she would have been grateful. Hey, at least you were nice. We had a good conversation, but it blew up in my face. And I was so regretful to just be so upfront and tell her, I should have just walked away and told her, yeah, I'll call you.
You're a heartbreaker, Jay.
Yeah. It was tough.
For those of you listening, Jay is a very good looking man, by the way. So he does break a lot of women's hearts.
Joe's a equally handsome young feller, and we're both, supreme daters here and there.
Thank you, Jay, as I slide $20 across the table.
Yeah, no, we've done okay in our day.
Yeah, one thing, I don't see it, and we probably should develop this app, but your Tinder and your dating apps just show a picture and maybe, some text messages about, what they're interested in, but they really got to do video, because video takes everything. It's the picture, it's the mannerisms, it's the voice.
That's a great idea, Joe. The video would be a really awesome escalation of dating apps.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, looks is important, but everybody knows how to take a good picture nowadays. Yeah. So it's kind of meaningless. I really like to listen to a woman's voice. To me, that means a lot to me when I could sense their intelligence, their sense of humor, a lot from their voice.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose between the picture and the voice type of app, I would pick the voice first. I really liked Lava Life back in the day. Mm-hmm. But I think the best thing would be there used to be a show in the early 90s called The Dating Show. Wasn't it? With Chuck Willery. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Was it called The Dating Show?
I think 2 and 2? Yeah, he would say, we'll be right back after 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a great show.
No, it's called Love Connection.
Yeah, that's what it was called. Yeah, and we'll pay for the next date if you guys want to go on a second date.
Exactly. If you don't remember that show, it was a great show. A guy watched 3 videos of a girl, and the girls vice versa, 3 videos of a guy. And through the video, they got a sense of who they were, and the Love Connection would give them $50 to go on a nice date. Yeah. And $50, I guess, was a lot of money.
Yeah, that covered a little more than it does today.
Yeah, $50 don't get you anywhere today.
Yeah. Wendy's drive-through.
Yeah. Heck, I went to Chick-fil-A drive-through. Me and my woman, that cost me $25.
Yeah, you got to refinance your car to get a purchase done at the Chick-fil-A.
I remember the funniest episode in The Love Connection. The guy ended up picking the woman up. She's telling me, in the show, they came back the next week to talk about the date. And she was really upset because he picked her up in his car. Yeah. And, behind the seat, he had a ice chest with a 6-pack of beer.
He's a forward-thinking fellow.
And she was all dressed up, wanting to go on this date that would,
Yeah.
spend $50. Well, it turned out, he was kind of didn't have enough money, and he spent the money on other things. And
Classic.
Date time, all he had was a 6-pack of beer and an ice chest.
That's funny.
Everybody was cracking up hearing about the tales of the date.
Yep. And that segues our segment onto what we were going to talk about tonight is the dude.
Okay, hey, you meet a lovely lady and you want to take her out somewhere. Here in Los Angeles, there are hundreds and hundreds of places that you could go to. And we thought we'd share with you some places that we think work for us, that we enjoy, and you might as well. So, Jay, tell me, when you meet a special somebody, you've progressed beyond let's meet at a coffee shop place to kind of get a sense of whether she's worth, spending some time with. Then where would you like to take her next?
Yeah. One of the places that I've always enjoyed going to, and I've recycled this spot more than once, but it's the Lucky Strike Bowling Alley in Hollywood.
Been there.
It's such a great venue because it's unique in the sense that you have a live band playing usually most nights. So they've got great music live, which if, most people enjoy live music more than they realize because it's amazing to see people performing in front of you and feeling the thumping in your chest of the bass and the guitar bass.
Mm-hmm. The kick drum.
Yeah, the kick drum. And then, of course, you can hang out and drink and enjoy yourself watching other people bowl. And usually there's other attractive young people bowling, bending over in their tight jeans, picking up the ball. And it's been a great venue. Conveniently, once you're done, you can walk around the, shorter sections of the Hollywood Walk of Fame and look around for some names that you might recognize. And because that area is always thriving with tourists and generally lots of people, it's just such a great area to hang out and be loose and comfortable and kind of be a kid at heart with your date and enjoy that.
Yeah, for those of you that have never been there, that area is called Hollywood and Highland. It's a very famous intersection and a very famous entertainment venue. It's where they hold the annual Academy Awards. They're at the Kodak Theater.
Yes.
There's tons of shops and restaurants to go to before, maybe you want to head over to Lucky Strike, go and have a nice dinner somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, also be advised, parking is convenient, but it is pricey. So, plan accordingly because, tourist location like that is going to trap a few extra dollars out of your pocket.
Yeah, definitely a touristy area. You could walk right across the street and go to souvenir shops.
Yeah.
Right. Then you got the El Capitan Disney Theater over there, which is really cool if you've never been there.
Yeah.
I've actually only been there maybe once or twice. But the thing that's so amazing with that theater is the curtain. Of all things, paying $25 for a ticket is worth it just to see that beautiful curtain that opens up when the movie starts. It's just beautiful, all glitter and everything. It kind of takes you back to, back in the 40s when movie theaters were a prime destination.
I've never been in there, so I've always seen the crowds lining up to go see like a Disney movie that premieres typically there. But my daughter got to go there because the school would take them there. It's apparently worthwhile to go and take kids to, but it's always, crowded. Jimmy Kimmel films at that location as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice spot.
Yeah, it is. It's cool to, check out at least once in your life, see what the venue is like. So yeah, Hollywood and Highland, very, very cool place. So when you take a girl out there, do you actually go bowling? Yeah,
definitely grab a ball and bowl a little, maybe 2 rounds, worth.
Okay.
I always let the girl win because, you can't show your bowling prowess and win and dominate in that first stage.
Okay.
Yeah, let them score better than you and just, enjoy the comedy of, tossing the ball around and then if you want to do a second round, then you can show off a little more.
Okay.
And then claim you warmed up,
Yeah. That's not my style. I try to get the best score possible. Don't want her to think I'm some kind of wimp,
Yeah.
If she only bowls a 20 and I lose with a 10.
Yeah. No, I hear
10
you.
frames.
Yeah, it's fun, and damn, it's also kind of cool because you get to see the girl, bend over. You get to see how the athleticism in her body is, if it exists at all.
Yeah.
I could tell if a girl's going to be good in the bedroom if she can, handle herself on a bowling lane.
If she can handle those 16-pound balls.
Yes, exactly. That girl's
she can handle your 20-pound balls.
Exactly.
Well, I actually used to do that, take girls out to bowling alleys because, growing up as a child, I actually worked in a bowling alley. I was in a bowling league, as a matter of fact.
No kidding. I didn't know that about you.
I actually came in first place. Yeah, believe it or not, in junior high school.
Yeah.
I kicked butt in the entire junior high school bowling league, and it's not because I was good. I just understood how to game the handicap system. So for those of you that are bowlers, you'll understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Basically, we would bowl as bad as possible just to barely win, though, because if you consistently bowled good, you didn't get a handicap. But kind of what I found when I would take girls out to bowling alleys is they generally don't know how to bowl, and they would just throw gutter ball after gutter ball, and it became very depressing to kind of get excited afterwards. They feel all depressed, know? It's like gutter ball after gutter ball. They can't bowl. They feel sad. And it's just like, ooh, I don't know. That's why I asked you if you actually bowled, because I don't want to make the girl feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, I would take that opportunity to go up and caress her from behind and hold her waist and, help her swing the ball. And, it's my opportunity to be it's similar to, the Top Gun, bowling move, or not bowling, pool table billiards, where he gets around the girl. And he's showing her.
Okay.
It's any opportunity to be close, to, offer some suggestions, let her throw my ball instead of her own, to build up that strength.
Okay.
It's fun.
Okay.
You just turn it into a positive. There's no negatives. And, it's like when you have kids, you just have to, focus on the positives.
Yeah.
Not worry about the gutters.
For me, because I didn't want the women to feel too bad, I would do all sorts of trick bowling, like bowling with my eyes closed. Okay. Bowling walking backwards, throwing underneath my legs, that kind of stuff, right?
You're like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of bowling. That's so funny.
Yeah. Okay. So lucky strike. All right.
Yeah. The place is really pretty too. It has a really good decor.
Yeah. It's a cool vibe. Nice. The bar there gets really packed.
And it has nice leather rich seats that look vintage.
Yeah. I that was actually the first of that style of bowling alley that was combined with a bar. I thought it in a nightclub and dancing, it's like, what? That's a weird concept, but you know what? The only bowling alleys that survive in Los Angeles have to incorporate a dance floor, a DJ, and a bar.
Yes.
So that's cool. Okay, well that's a good one. You got another one?
I was gonna look it up because the name slipped my mind. But if you want to, continue with one that you have.
Well, let me think here. I almost think we need to do a special episode on where to take a significant other out based on budget.
Oh, good
okay. One. Let's say the under $20 date. Okay. Then the under $50 date.
Yes.
And then the under $100 date and, over $100 date. So I'm just trying to think of some places I've been to that I really thought was kind of cool. For me, I like to get to know the other person. So, going to a movie theater or a concert, really, I don't get to know the person.
Yeah.
So I kind of like quiet venues. I actually just like, maybe going to like a Malibu Pier or Hermosa Beach Pier, walking along the strand there or the bike path.
Yeah.
In the romantic sunset hours, right? And just talking. It's a kind of a beautiful place, and guess what? It's cheap. Okay.
Yes.
And a nice experience. So I would say, where's a good place to go? Just head down to the beach.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the beach. I agree with you there.
Yeah, and it could be a really hot place to be as well. You could head over to the lifeguard shack, when the sun goes down and you're the only one out there, and get a little frisky and romantic. And you can take it to another level and, go hide out under the pier.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's one good place. Let me see, what's another place?
I'll jump in if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
In Highland Park, there's this really great bowling alley. Again, a bowling alley, but it has the same vibe. Highland Park is completely like transformed itself, and it's really pedestrian friendly. The main boulevard there is Figueroa Street, and there's tons of, great little bars, all kinds of eateries, and this one amazing bowling place called Highland Park Bowl. And it has a vintage vibe. As you enter into their main front lobby, to the right of you, they have a separate room where they typically have live bands playing. To the right of you, they have another dedicated bar, which can also be sealed off for like private events and other gatherings. But you enter into the main area, there's beautiful tables with an elevated view of the beautiful vintage bowling alley and great wall graphics. And some of it looks very, I want to say vintage, but it's more than vintage. It's like, scrappy old paint and brick. And it just looks really nice, and a lot of ironwork and classic hardwoods. Beautiful place, good beer, good food. I had pizza there and some beer on a date not too long back, and really thought highly of that spot.
Yeah.
And parking was really convenient too.
Yeah. Highland Park is becoming very, very trendy, kind of like an arts district type of area. So that's cool. So how does it compare to Lucky Strike down there in Hollywood?
They both have the same equal caliber. I mean, honestly, they would be on equal footing. The only difference is Highland Park has more of a pedestrian-friendly vibe, and it's lower key. Everybody's dressed up pretty cool. Most of the patrons that go in there are locals, and there's a good mix of cultures.
When you say pedestrian-friendly, do you mean like walking around the neighboring restaurants and shops? Yeah,
the sidewalks are plentiful. There's ample lighting, and there's lots of things to draw your eye towards, hey, let's walk a little further down. There's all these marquee lights and all these cool little signs that are neon. And there's like lots of bars, good taco spots, all kinds of, cool little joints where within blocks you're at a new and cool discovery, spot.
Okay.
And Hollywood and Highland's nice because they have that Hollywood, movie studio stuff with the nostalgic stores where you can buy those souvenirs.
Yeah.
And you do have the Walk of Fame, which could be fun if you are looking for someone that you might recognize.
Right.
But
well, you're gonna have your star on there one day when the Los Angeles podcast goes platinum.
I know, Joe and Jay, stars of LA.
People are gonna be looking at our star like,
what are they talking about?
Yeah, I know. I walked down through Walk of Fame. I'm like, I don't know. If I got to walk through 20 stars to actually find somebody I know.
It's going to say Joe and Jay, stars of LA podcast. And it's going to say, what do those guys know? That's going to be the underlining in quotes. What do those guys know?
Yeah. What do they know about LA? Well, you know what? We are the only podcast in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
About Los Angeles, about natives from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And
cool shit to do.
Pretty cool. Yeah, we are the original. I'm sure we'll have some copycats when we hit 1 million subscribers. So.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll tell you a place that I like. I like rooftop bars.
Oh, yeah.
Because rooftop bars can't be too noisy. Okay. So one of my favorites is the Standard in downtown LA. They're on 6th and Hope.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And I don't know if you've been there. I got to take you there. That's a really cool place. The view is incredible because it's on top of a roof.
Really? You'll take me a romantic date?
Heck yeah.
Right. I'll bring the summer dress.
They actually have a pool there, so on the roof, so you should bring your bikini, okay? This is cool. They have a pool there. They got fireplaces. They got that outdoor bar.
Wow.
The music is not loud because it would bother, all the other places around there. They got these crazy lounge chairs, sofas.
Oh, is this the one with that red lounge chair thing? Okay,
right.
I remember you sent me a picture of that.
Yeah. You guys could check out our Instagram page, Tantalizing LA, and there's a picture of me and Jasmine over there on the roof of the Standard, and it's really, really cool. And wow. I hear some pounding going on.
There's a serial killer and a body being dismembered in the basement.
Yes, I think some chicken is being chopped up downstairs. What was I going to say? That what I really like about it is the vibe is really cool because
Yeah.
it's a hotel. So a lot of the people that are on the roof are actually tourists, visitors from
Yeah.
other places. It's a boutique hotel. So, it's a bit pricey. It attracts a really cool crowd. Everybody's, in a good mood. They're on vacation.
Yeah.
And, I'm not saying everybody, probably 40-50% are locals from Los Angeles that just want a cool venue to hang out with their friends. It's my favorite rooftop bar in downtown LA, and I think it's a great place to take a date out. They'll definitely be impressed. It's a little pricey. Unfortunately, the drinks are probably going to cost you $10-12 a piece, but hey, I can nurse a beer for an hour.
That's right. That's
and
nice.
after a couple hours, okay, we've kind of seen enough. Let's head on to our next venue.
Yeah, I mean, aside from just the experience, it's also a beautiful spot for like some pictures and, recording some of those images.
Yeah, nowadays women love to take selfies. And actually, when I plan places to go to, I have that in mind.
Yeah.
Is it a place that somebody would like to memorialize with their camera phone?
Yeah.
And the Standard Rooftop Bar is definitely one of those places that impresses.
Yeah. Anything that has good architecture and the surrounding visuals is going to look good. And downtown has that quality. And I think from what I remember, it was pretty spectacular, the neighboring buildings that you could see from that rooftop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Good pick, Joe. What else you got?
Oh, shoot. I got too many to discuss. So let me see here. Well, this one, have you ever been to the Magic Castle?
I know exactly where it is, but never been.
Oh, yeah. It's really hard to get tickets now.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to go up on the end of little pricier places, but it's a private magic club. And the only way to get a ticket, you have to get it from a member. Okay. And I actually knew a member many years ago. It was actually my best friend. Okay. And he, 20 years ago, he was paying over $1,000 a year just to be the privilege of being a member.
Wow.
But what a member can do is give somebody a free ticket. Okay. And they can give as many free tickets as they want because they're a member. That's just how the system works.
Yeah.
So, it actually doesn't cost you anything because your member gives you a free pass and you just end up paying for some valet parking, which will probably cost you
$10.
Probably more than that, probably $25,
Yeah.
But it is so worth it because this place is so impressive. You go in and it's not just one venue, it's multiple. You just figure out, well, what do you want to do? You got the big stage here, you got a smaller stage here, and you have close-up rooms, which, maybe can only house, it's been a long time since I've been there, maybe 20 people. And literally, like in the room we're in right now, you just got a bunch of chairs and people are close up, like sitting at a card table playing blackjack. Okay, everybody is around the magician, watching him do amazing things. And you're like, oh my God, I'm literally touching the guy.
Yeah. And you're amazed.
And he's pulling, these amazing tricks, pick a card, bam. It's like, it's just mind-blowing.
It sounds really cool.
That is kind of one of those places that not the average person can get into. You kind of got to know somebody.
Yeah.
But you ask around. Somebody will be a member there. So it's right there in the heart of Hollywood off of Franklin up on the hill.
Right next to Highland, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember my friend gave me a whole bunch of free passes, and I ended up giving one to this guy at work. And he came back. He couldn't stop talking about the place, right? Yeah. And he kept asking for more tickets, right? Because he wanted to go back. His wife was blown away. Yeah. It was like, oh my goodness, I didn't want to,
Oh man,
like,
I can't imagine.
Just once. I wish I had some more passes. Take somebody there. They got obviously, plenty of bars around there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really classy. You have to dress up. You have to wear a suit and a tie. A woman has to dress up in, like a nice evening gown. It has that classy, old Hollywood, 1930s, 1920s kind of feel and vibe. And just like a comedy circuit, there's a magician circuit, and the magicians travel around the country and the world, doing their craft. Incredible.
There's a dude I love to watch, a magician. He's Magicians for Humans or Magic
Oh
for
yeah,
Humans.
yeah. I see that show
so good.
on the internet.
Yeah,
Netflix or something.
I love watching. That's as close as I can get to a good quality magician.
Yeah.
Doing some of his work. That seems like a great venue, man.
Yeah, you probably go to the internet to kind of see who's traveling this week to a place like that. And
a buddy of mine, he's a coworker. He told me that I think for Valentine's Day he went next door. Next door, there's like a little Asian-inspired restaurant as well.
Yes.
And he took his wife there for Valentine's night. And
it's really popular on Instagram. I forgot the name of it. Yamamoto's or something. Yamaguchi's. I don't know. Yama something.
Yeah, it can be Yamaha, but it's going to be one of those Yamas.
Yeah, but the views of Hollywood from that restaurant are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went on. I mean, he was just excited and happy that it worked out, and his wife loved it, and he was well rewarded for his efforts.
Yeah. I'm sure it's pricey, but it's kind of one of those places that I want to head to just to say I've been there and not have to put it on the back burner. One of these days I'm going to go there. It's like, I want to be able to say, I've been there, done that.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to be able to say, it was good. It was good.
That's going to be my new qualifier when people introduce me to someone new. Hey, man, do you know any magic or magic friends, magicians? If you can't give me a ticket to this magic castle, then we're not going to be friends, man. I'm not Facebooking you.
Yeah. Well, you know who I was talking about that has a membership is Robert Schillinger.
Oh, Rob,
yeah. So if you ever see him on the street, say, hey,
I know.
Can you hook me up with a free pass to the Magic Castle?
He'd likely pull one out of his pocket because he's that kind of guy.
Oh, he's a great guy, and the only reason he has a membership there is to give it to other people.
Yeah.
He's such a
generous person.
Absolutely. Yeah. He would totally say, no problem, I'll hook you up because it doesn't cost him anything to, give you a pass. He probably keeps them. It's just like it was like a tiny little coupon. He just kept it in his wallet. Here you go. Here's a couple. Have a good time.
His wallet's like really big and fat, loaded with those.
He probably keeps you know what? You're right. His wallet is very fat. Okay.
He's got like spinal deflection from the
folds of his wallet. He has a back problem. And I'm like, dude, look at that. That wallet is 6 inches thick. Okay.
He's like, my back is always hurting me and I don't know why. It could be that wallet.
I tell him you need 2 wallets to balance out your buttocks. Okay.
Yes, his passes in one and all of his regular credit cards in the other.
Anyways, one of these days, Robert will listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? Joe and Jay, we love you, Robert. We miss you. Hope everything's doing well in your life.
Exactly.
Please reach out to us and, say hi.
Say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I've lost contact with Robert. But, occasionally I do see him around town and,
I've spotted him at eateries in town too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good eater.
Yeah. Oh man. Back in the day, we would eat all the time. We were big old foodies, and Robert was, he taught me a lot about food and everything in life. All right. So, you got one in mind?
Another place that I've been to that was kind of special. I'd never even known that there was a bar at the top of this hotel. It's on the 405 southbound side, which would be on the west side of the 405 at the Sunset exit.
Oh, the Salt Shaker.
Yeah, that's right. It almost looks like a round bottle of something. You're right. It's just an iconic LA hotel that's right against the freeway, which is the southbound 405. Anyways, at the top, they have this really cool bar. I think they call it the 405 bar.
Okay.
I went there not too long ago, and I just honestly forgot what it was called, but it might be that. Nonetheless, parking sucks, so anticipate valet parking. And valet was not terrible. It was like $15. And you walk in and you take the elevator to the top floor. I think it was the 17th floor. And it opens up to this grand bar with this incredible view of the south and southwest and southeast LA region. It's just magnificent. And in the time of the afternoon that I went, it was still, well lit. It was, I think, 4 o'clock. So I could see as far down as Torrance, the hill, Rancho Palos Verdes, and that direction. And it was a really cool interior. It looked a little modern with leather seating, and some of the couches are facing the glass. So as you're talking or sitting, you're looking out, and you just look to the side to talk to the person you're with. And decent service, good prices. I think I had a Pinot Grigio, if I can remember, if I can say it correctly, Pinot Grigio. And it was great. Yeah, I had about a couple of drinks and then called it a day, but it was a really good experience. I really enjoyed that bar.
Wow, I've driven by that. Well, heck, today I drove by it. I came
Yeah.
from Torrance today, and I didn't know there was a public bar up there. I just thought it was just a hotel, kind of in an awkward location.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful area. We were talking Mulholland and Sunset, so we're
Yeah.
talking on the border of essentially Bel Air,
Yeah.
Pacific, Beverly Hills kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really
to Westwood.
really nice.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check it out. I like, bars that are up high with nice views, you know? I mean, what's more depressing than sitting in a bar looking at a wall
Yeah.
or, watching basketball? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that when there's TVs everywhere and it just feels like you're in somebody's garage.
Yeah, but being able to be on whatever it is, the 17th floor, which is already on top of a hill. Now your 17th floor is on top, seeing all the way to the ocean.
Yeah.
And, probably looking down at mansions down below in the Bel Air area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. Well, thanks. I'm definitely going to have to hit that place up.
I agree. It's a worthwhile little trip. At least if you're on your way somewhere else, that's worth the time to stop and hit a drink there.
Yeah. Well, it just kind of reminded me of a place that I like, which is right in my neighborhood, the Odyssey. Have you been up there?
You know what? I have when I was like in my 20s. That was the hot spot in our immediate vicinity.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go there, I wouldn't necessarily, they have an outdoor patio with fireplaces and nice festoon lights.
Yes.
And, everybody's kind of in a good mood because, it's kind of a place to go to be happy. I mean, it's got a very, very nice restaurant inside,
Yeah.
and a bar and a lounge inside. But really the reason why you want to go there is to go on the patio on the side of the hill. And my recommendation is go there in the summertime where you could really enjoy the outdoor weather.
Later into the evening.
Yeah, and watch the sunset, go down, and you could see as far as what I like to call the Salt Shaker Hotel, which is the Hilton there at the 405. But you could literally, if you had a telescope, you could probably literally see
past it
on the other side of the valley. And on a clear day, you could see over the Santa Monica Mountains as well. But definitely you could see the lights going, up the Sepulveda Pass.
The 405.
Yeah, it makes kind of like a little S pattern.
Yeah.
So it's, it's just nice. I'm not saying it's the greatest of all views.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of spoils the view is the Hammer Toyota
logo.
Dealership down there because they got all these lights there that are just
flooding.
Yeah, they're just shooting straight up, and it just kind of takes away the romantic aspect of the city lights.
Yeah,
but the crowd is really nice, and the weather's nice, and the drinks aren't too expensive. I'm sure it's a lot more expensive at the Hilton there.
Yeah,
versus down there it's probably $6 for a cocktail. Maybe $5 for a beer.
Yes.
It's been about a year since I've been there, but
yeah, and I heard good things about their brunches too. On the weekends, they have a really nice Sunday brunch.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
I'm not really a brunch kind of guy.
Show me to a good buffet and a brunch, and I'm there. If there's a hint of one, I'll go sniff it out.
When I think of brunch, it's a buffet with mimosas, right?
Have some orange juice and champagne.
Some Bloody Marys. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good suggestion, man. I'm going to have to check that out. I have not been there since I was a kid. We used to drive up there in the evenings, and there was always a security guard, ensuring that the people who park in the parking lot are really going to go in and, buy or, be real patrons.
Oh,
but
okay.
we would just hang out in the parking lot and enjoy the views for free.
Oh, okay.
I'd sneak out with the girl that I was seeing from church, and we'd go up there and have our church, conference on the hill. Talk to Jesus. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Praise the Lord. I'm coming.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know what? This has been a very interesting topic, but I think we're probably going a bit long. So what we're going to do is we're going to have part 2 of Where to Go Out on
another occasion.
On dates. Yeah. So let me tease you with some things that I wrote down here. We've got Thai Town, Melrose, Redondo Beach Pier, the Grove, the Americana, the Yard House in Northridge or Pasadena, comedy clubs in Pasadena or La Brea. We've got hiking trails, Griffith Park Observatory, Downtown LA Arts District, Getty Museum, Hollywood sign, and more. So I'll tell you what, stay tuned for next week's episode.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys would like to hear more about some nice places to go out on first or second dates or romantic dates, stay tuned for next week's episode right here on the Los Angeles Podcast.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes to come in the future. If you have any ideas, feel free to let us know, and we'll try to incorporate that.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week right here on the Los Angeles Podcast.